IBX Toycat, and recently I came across this Reddit post of 25 by 25 mini biomes that he's been working on in his spare time. And I think it's a fun enough video, but I like the music disc. It's Chirp, right? This is one of my favorite Minecraft music discs, and I love that it was getting some appreciation. However, you scroll down in this Reddit thread a little far, and you'll notice that one of the top comments is, "Love the music, nice touch." They agree with me. And they say, and then someone else says, "Little Big Planet vibes." And someone, again, most upvoted comment comes along and says, "Yeah, it literally is Orb of Dreamers, the Little Big Planet intro song." And I was like, that's not right. That's Chirp, right? I love Chirp. Why are they saying this wrong? And then I click on it, clearly expecting to be rickrolled because it's going to be Chirp when I click there, but no. And then I realized, like, am I living in an alternate universe? You know, have I been Berenstein effect? Is, you know, what I think is Chirp, my favorite music disc, is actually just a song from Little Big Planet? Is that real? Apparently that is real. So then I go to check, and then I'm like, no, it's Chirp, right? And as you can see, Chirp, one of Minecraft's default music discs that's been there forever, sounds exactly like Little Big Planet's Orb of Dreamers. Like, exactly the same. And so I went down a bit of a rabbit hole, because you know, again, it's easy to just be like, yep, well, that happens. But it made me wonder, like, if this is such a commonly made mistake that someone can even, you know, jump straight to it and be like, yep, it literally, you know, like, it's such an easy mistake to make that way. And what I found out, looking into the, because it must have been, there's no way that one of those things stole from the other. C418 has been working on Minecraft forever. Little Big Planet's a giant games franchise. And so what I found out is that it all comes from this. There is a 1970 Optigon Program disc, and one of the samples that you'll find in there, I don't know why this video exists, is this. And that one little sample was liked so much by those two people. In fact, that like the exact same song is in two entirely different franchises, both of which happen to be about, like, creativity and making stuff. I think that's crazy. And according to the comments, it's not just those two things, by the way. It's not only C418's sample for Chirp and in Little Big Planet, but apparently it's for the interlude with Ludes, the modern day. Basically, lots and lots of things have used this, and now I just wanted to share that because it was a dumb rabbit hole that I can't use in any video, so I'm using it in a live stream instead. Anyway, hello, I'm IBX Toycat. Did you know that I sometimes play Minecraft on this channel? Thank you so much for becoming a member, YoshiNat. And let's do this, shall we? You excited for some Minecraft today? If you're not, then you should be. Unless you're not for good reasons, in which case maybe I shouldn't be. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that little bit of an insight as to what I do all day. Meant to be working on Minecraft videos. Instead, I love you, have a hug. Thank you, Jack Cuff. Meant to be working on Minecraft videos. Instead, I spend all day looking into weird little corners of Minecraft. And I think like this, I think it's really interesting because my insistence was that this guy was wrong, and deliberately so, but instead he just had only heard Little Big Planet, right? If you've only heard Little Big Planet, then you think, yeah, that's Little Big Planet music. If you've only heard Chirp, you think, of course it's the Chirp music. But the fact that it was both, in fact the actual one was longer, it was Chirp. The fact that those first 8 seconds can indistinguishably be any song because it's a sample that's used, it makes you remember, like, there are lots of things that people do and say. There's lots of these weird examples of things where people have they're entirely insistent that they are correct. And, like, it's not that one of them is correct and one of them's not. It's not that they're both correct. You know, it's that they're both individually weirdly correct. And it's weird to think that entirely conflicting things can be correct, but they can be. Also, thank you, Mars YT. Thank you for becoming a channel member. My member goal's a little bit broken right now. It's stuck at the old number, and it's still counting upwards, apparently. Even though I set up a new one, it won't replace it. So, you know what? We don't know how many members we have right now. It was 642, now it's 644. We'll make our way to the member goal. Side note, why does every streamer have a member goal? It's one of those things where, like, you know what? I did it. I'll admit I'm a sheep. I joined the sheep herd, the herd of sheep. I am but a sheep. That is all I do. I bar and I neigh. That's a horse. Never mind. I just bar and I get sheared every now and then. And such is my life. Such is my life. Anyway, so Toy cat is a sheep, exactly. IBX toy sheep. Yeah, I'm glad we're getting it now, chat. I'm glad you will understand my situation perfectly. Anyway, with that said, let's jump off the boat and let's place some sand. The reason I'm placing some sand in my end today is because, I mean, okay, honestly, like, after building these giant things, the approach to my end is just so ugly and barren, and it's like it's a big problem. I figured I would fix it, and I can't fix it entirely, but I want to at least have it be fixed at one point in time. If it's going to get chaotically worse and worse and worse, let's at least have it be correct enough at one point, you know? If a job's worth doing, it's worth doing vaguely right. Also, thank you, Unnamed Fence. I love how we got free members in the span of the first few minutes of the stream. Thank you for joining the channel. We need a solution, says Rosie Farrow. You know, what is the solution? No, honestly, the solution, like, the solution is the correct number of torches, using sandstone, etc. Now, I've decided I like the chaoticness, but at least once I want to have a picture where it's like, yeah, this is good, this is done. You know, it's going to be long-term chaotic, but you can have chaotic come from some good. What's your opinion on toxic Java players hating on Bedrock players for no reason, says C-Preem. So first of all, thank you very much, C-Preem. What a fun username you have. I think the Java console, or Java Bedrock difference, honestly, it's like, everyone needs something to punch down onto, and like, you know, it's easy to make jokes about something that you don't know people who do. You know, like, there are... I should be careful. We're in the end. I think it's very easy to, like, poke fun at, like, you know, Bedrock. I think it's very easy to poke fun at something you don't do. You know, like, especially when it's something you're very invested in. You know, the console wars are such a big thing because I only have a PlayStation. I only have an Xbox. I'm invested in that being better. And when you find people who agree with you, they're like, oh yeah, this is much better. Oh, I see what happened. My thing logged me out. I need to log back in to get that member goal working. Yeah, like, also thank you very much for the tip. I can't see what it is because I need to log in to Streamlabs. But speaking of logging into Streamlabs, I think sometimes you, like, find a group of people who are all invested in the same thing being right. Because imagine if it isn't right. You know, like, if you think about religion, like, you know, you spend all your life worshipping this fake bull. That's an example from the Bible. There you go. You spend your whole life worshipping a fake bull, and then you're like, oh, the idol is not. And it's like, well, you're invested. You need people who back up that it is true, so that your life isn't a waste. And so that's kind of true of Java. Like, you know, like, if you're people who excessively think one version is better than the other, it's just like, yeah, I'm making the right decision, right, guys? I'm making the correct decision here. Yeah? Are we good? I think we're good. Also, why don't you just place down andesite and trapdoors? I hear it fixes everything, Lamau. Yeah, if you wanna build good in Minecraft, just use andesite and use trapdoors. You know, I think you've just inspired another Let's Play idea right there. This is what Anthony DeMarco, when you see an episode of the Let's Play that's just andesite and trapdoors, you'll know how that came to be, and you'll know it was all your fault, and you'll know you should feel bad about it, but you still won't, and that's entirely okay. So we can place torches on the side of blocks because endermen can't take. Maybe they can take the sides. Honestly, I don't know how it works. We're just gonna pray that they choose not to, and we're gonna try and limit their spawning, but it's not gonna work. They're gonna keep on picking up my sand. But if I place it faster than they pick it up, then honestly, I'm still the winner, right? Also, trapdoors increase the risk of house fires. That is factually accurate. There is, you know, some people will try and tell you that that's not true. But that's because those people have a vested interest. Oh god, that's obviously not going to work. Wait, I can't place sand. Okay, I could. Some people are going to tell you that trapdoors won't increase the risk of house fires. That's because they want your house to burn down. Do you want them to win? You want the house burners to win this one? No, you don't. You want to show them who's boss. I'm having a kind of bad day today, chat. Let me explain why. Because I was in my bathroom and I pulled, you know, I know it's been like a somewhat unproductive day. Like I've been doing a lot of stuff that's like kind of hard to do. You know, like listing out all the biomes in order of favor. Like there are certain tasks where it's like you get a lot of crap for getting it wrong. See, I had to check my wording. Also, what should I cover with in MCPE? Cover an end in lava. Have an end themed, have a never themed end, or like you can make like a, you know, a Crimson Forest or something if you prefer those vibes. But put the never in your end. There you go. Also, oh sorry, I got the wrong thing. Why no efficiency 5 on the fortune pickaxe? Because it's a fortune pickaxe, you don't need efficiency on it. You know, if I had efficiency, I'd be tempted to use it more often. Whereas just have it like, by the way, an interesting spot that you have right there. If it just has, like, if it's deliberately slower, it's like, you know, it's like a psychology thing. Not, efficiency would be objectively better than not efficiency until you remember human psychology. Also, Herobrine will be added before hardcore mode and custom superflats. I mean, they add Herobrine all the time. They just forget to remove him. Am I right? Am I right, internet? See, it's funny, Herobrine. No, I have like a really personal vendetta against the Herobrine trend, in a way that I really shouldn't. I need to let that one go. Anyways, let me tell you about my bad day, because I realized something like really dumb that I should have realized a long time ago. But so today I you know, I had some issues work-wise, whatever. I've been doing some hard stuff, been getting a lot of garbage about it. But so like just as I had cooked some food, I'd just gone out the oven. I was like midway through dealing with some form of, you know, like argument with whoever, like so like that was happening, and then like I pull down the light in my bathroom, and it just comes off, like, you know, the chain, you know, chain lights, the chain just fell off, and now I can't turn my bathroom light on or off again without like getting a chair or like really jumping or something. And you know, my immediate thought was like, why is the universe so uncruel? Why now? You know, of all the times, you know, like I don't want to deal with this now. I really don't. You know, nothing hurts me more than me right now dealing with all of this, and now having to add to that list of things I'm dealing with. I have to now say, oh yeah, also my bath. And I thought that at the moment, but then I realized, like, you know, what time are you ever like, yeah, I want my bathroom, because, you know, this happens to people a lot where they're like, now of all times. And it's a really interesting, like, I don't know, maybe it's a cognitive bias, I don't know what you call it, but it's a really interesting little flaw, in my opinion. Also, my GF and I broke up. Let's have a bad day together, says Rosie Farrow. Hey, I mean, A for you being here, not A for you breaking up. You know what? There'll be other coffee-loving, Minecraft-playing, IBX Toy Cat watching girlfriends there for you, Rosie. I assure you they exist. In fact, I don't just assure you they exist. I assure you they exist in quantities you would not believe. By the way, using torches to place sand on the side of blocks is a new idea I quite like. But yeah, I'm happy. You know, I think that, like, you know what? I'm happy for you, in fact, because you know what, you are now in a, you know, like it's like sad, it's bad, you're having a bad day. But you know, I hope that you have many good days up ahead of you. Also, yeah, chat, I'm single. Light chain replacement donation, says Pluto. You know what? Thank you very much for the tip. I know it's funny, it's humor, it's good. I hate stuff like that because it takes mental effort. And like, mental effort is something I would consider myself like poor in. Or maybe not even poor. Maybe I'm rich in it and I want to spend it wisely, you know? You can only do so many things in a day. And every time you do something you despise, it's like, you know, try to work out a way not to. Okay, you can't work out a way not to go to sleep because you know what? that's not how the human body works. Sure, fair. I understand that one actually. But like, you know, if you really, really hate how every day you wake up tired, you know, you can there's like, well, actually, that's a terrible example. If you hate how every day you get a call from your mother and blah, 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 work out. Is the utility of upsetting your mother worth, you know, like the pain of that? If every day, for whatever reason, you have a little insert bad thing here, you know, like working out how not to do things that you don't want to do is a smart way to make your life very slightly better. And so, like, now I just have to, like, okay, I'm gonna have to, like, I'm gonna try and tape it. The tape's not gonna work. Then I'm gonna admit that I need to, like, you know, do something about this. I'm gonna have to Google, like, even just Googling it, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to learn how to something. I'm gonna have to search how to put light chain back on. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be the worst. And I think every time something like happens, I'm like, ah, my plans of enjoying every moment of today have been pushed back very mildly. Also, thank you, Conork, for becoming a channel member. Also, Mountain Man, Mr. Toycat, my Toycat Tax says you should be able to make chocolate milk with sugar, milk, and cocoa beans, and it should give you speed as well as clear other effects. I think chocolate milk in Minecraft would make so much sense. You're right. Why do we not already have it? Because, you know, the bad people are in charge of something. No, I totally agree. Like, I would love to have chocolate milk in Minecraft. Why can't we brew at brewing stands chocolate milk? I mean, oh my god. They're picking up at such hilarious rates. Like, okay, let's fill in the gaps. I mean, again, eventually we'll have such a critical mass of sand placed down that they won't even be able to replace it. Also, hi Tokat, I respect that you prefer Bedrock instead of Java. I thank you for respecting my right to make a decision for me. And I respect your right. You know, like, it's funny because when you're... I think one of the interesting things about the gaming world is how many of these tribal things we get involved. Like, something about the real world that you don't see. Like, you don't see as much in the real world as you do in, like, again, the gaming space, the Minecraft space, etc. Is how, like, you do something different to me, and that's bad. That's... The way I do things is the way everyone should do things. You know, it's really easy to go down that rabbit hole. Also, thank you for Sandpog. And does my house fire protection spread to household family members when I'm not home? Here's your tax. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, it does. You know, I had a lot funnier answers to that, but I don't want to be seen as threatening someone's family home. But you know what? Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. There we go. Now that's a borderline threat. You know what? How do you deal with a borderline threat? I don't know. Maybe you don't. Maybe it's a full-on threat. I don't know for sure. We'll find out. Also, do you like the name Grimstone or Deep Slate? I do like the name. I honestly, like, if you gave them both me at the same time, I'd say, yeah, Deep Slate's a better name. But because I got used to Grimstone for a whole week, which is not a lot of time, I'll admit. But now I'm like, yeah, Deep Slate. I mean, the Grimstone, so much better. See, they're pretty... I think by the time... It's going to be one of those things. You know how when the update... when the Village and Pillage update came out, everyone was calling the... What is it even called? The Ravager? The Illager Beast for so long. It's going to be one of those things. Like, you can change a name all you like, but some people have now associated with that name forever, which is part of why they probably need to be more cautious of... Like, I think that Mojang still making snapshots is something they really would rather not do if given the choice. Like, everything they do week to week is, like, on display to the public in a really wacky way. Also, I had the COVID vaccinations there. Now I feel like I did mushrooms and got eaten by a bear. Hey, congratulations, Laura Shoesmith. I'm not allowed to ask this, but I'm gonna ask anyway. What's the how did you get one? Like, are you in you're in one of the groups that allows you to get a vaccine here in the UK? Which one is it? I'd love to know. I'm excited for your upcoming life adventures that can come from this. Yeah, I'd love to know. You know, I see shoemakers are essential workers. In the UK, we don't give them to essential workers. Like, it's all based on medical need. Like, it's a medical procedure, so we give it out based on medical, which I think is like a good way to ensure trust in it. Like, you know, there's a bunch of places that are just like, yep, if you're here, you get it first. And like, there's, you know, it's really interesting that, like, you know, in a while we'll be criticizing all the bad ways of doing this and being like, wow, that was the worst way. And you know what? See, here's a form of we always talk about, like, can you be patriotic without being, you know, like being a nationalist being bad, being patriotic good. I like the UK's like vaccine system. Again, even if you're the most anti-vaccination person in the world, everyone else being in favor of them means that you know the need for you to get one is less. And if you're the most pro-vaccination person in the world, everyone else getting them means that everyone else has them. Everyone's a winner. Due to mental issues, apparently, it would be bad if I got it. Due to mental issues, it would be bad if you got it. Oh, that's interesting. I assume you mean if you didn't get it, but that is so interesting to me. Also, maybe subscribing helps you not die in a house fire. Membership extends to your family. You know, Ollie has confirmed. You know, I didn't know the rules were written down anywhere, but now Ollie has confirmed they are, and he's confirmed what they are. And you know, I'm glad we can now be sure about the house fire protection that is offered. Oh, by the way, big announcement. I want to make this. I got exciting news for you, internet. I'd say it was really exciting news for me, but like it's about like an update to the map, so it's not going to cause more downloads. But if you have the Let's Play downloaded tomorrow, you'll be able to download the newer version. To clarify, only the newer version will be available. So if you bought the Let's Play yesterday or today and you download it, you'll get the old version from October, and the more modern version from February is coming out. Yeah, Madison said. Oh, wait, did she tweet from the wrong account? IBX Toy Maps, which you can follow on Twitter. Let's find out. Oh, there we go. We're good. Look at that. Let's Play update cleared for release tomorrow. It's free to download. You know, I said to say it released some certification. You know what? She changed my wording. We're gonna have to send some real beatings her way, and it's all your fault now, I'd like to say. Anyway, yeah. So there's a new the Let's Play is being updated tomorrow, which is exciting. It took 3 weeks, and the reasons why are so funny. But I think it's all internal. Like, can't say stuff. But like, you know, I'm always fascinated when, like, you know, because everyone assumes, like, yeah, this is a multi-trillion-dollar company now, and you're like, yep, there's a lot of, and it's like, oh yeah, the like basic level human mistakes can be made at like any level. Oh god, how did that even happen, by the way? What even happened? That's so confusing. Anyway, with that said, I really want to make your day better, but I don't know how. Money makes you happy, right? I think that's a dangerous path to go down. Like, I would love to be like, yep, money makes me happy. The more money, the more happy. No, I think on the day worse thing, like, first of all, you know, save your complex. Oh, if I knock off the enderman, I lose the sand forever. It's gone now. That piece of sand is just vanished. It does not exist anymore, and that's a tragedy. I think, you know, like, a lot of people said they had server complexes in chat, and I think that's interesting, because, like, I identify with, like, doesn't it feel so good in your mind when you, like, when you fix someone's problems? It's like, yeah. I think I've learned, like, the hard way through real life that, like, this is not as easy as it sounds in your mind and your dream vision. But I think in regards to, like, you know, if you think I'm sad, I don't think money is, like, it's not going to be a solution. It's just like, I'll feel you know, it's like, it's like the same, it's having a particularly good day at, call it work if you want to, right? It means people like what I do, this amount. That's like an ego booster. But I think, so I've said this is one of my more controversial opinions, that, like, being rich is not an antidote to being sad. A lot of, you know, like, some people say happiness can't buy money. Wait. Can happiness buy money? Some people say money can't buy happiness. And that's, like, obviously wrong. Money can alleviate certain forms. Money can buy definitely short terms of happiness, in my opinion. But I also think, by the way, thank you, Corey L, for becoming a member. Thank you for, by the way, already 5 members today. Again, like, whenever there's a big event, a little bit after that big event, we start to lose members, because some people are just, like, caught up in something, and that's fine. You know, okay with people changing minds or whatever. That's important that you are doing something because you want to, rather than because you feel like it's awkward not to. Okay, so I'm gonna have to now place down a torch. I want to place it lower, but I guess I can't. And we'll build on top of that. And then we'll place down a torch over here. And then there we go. Oh god, I don't feel comfortable standing on this torch. But, like, can I place a torch on the side of this now? I guess I can. And on the side of, and then on top of that torch, I can place a sand. And on the side of this, I can place another sand. That, honestly, you know, the way torches and sand work is very unnerving if you really start to think about it too much. Which I shall not do, because I don't want to. Do you know an even scarier event would be hitting by a meteor? And in fact, no one subscribed to IBX Toycat has ever been hit by a meteor. You know, that's factually correct, Stephen Renfro. Not a single person's been hit by a meteor. No, I think making people feel better is like a very, for most people at least, it's like a very intimate thing. I think the best thing you can do is just, like, you know, be yourself unless your self is terrible. If your self is terrible, make sure you don't be yourself. But I think that's how you help people. Again, that's like a weird response, but I think, oh, an enderman picked up a piece of sand. This is so annoying how regularly this happens. Like, I'm gonna have to stop this from. So I keep my infinite water source surrounded by 4 pieces of sand, and I guess an enderman came in and figured, my sand now. Yeah, I'm gonna surround this by sandstone instead that can't be picked up. Good day, Mr. Cat. Can't help and can't stick around, but hope you and everyone watching has a good day. I hope me and everyone watching has a good day too. Unless your name is Terry. Terry's not a real name. You should grow up, Terry. You know, get a real name, Terry. Is one of these filled with sand? Oh, they're not. I've got some oak. Okay, I'm gonna take this sand from this chest. Perfect. And I'm gonna take some oak. Oh, sorry, I'm jungle. And I'm gonna make some jungle planks. And I'm gonna use those. Actually, I'll use stairs because people love it when you're fancy. Like, ooh, this is artisanal. Minecraft staring. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna very deliberately place them in a weird way. People will be like, oh, that's so fancy. I love your end, toy cat. Okay, so one here. One over here. One over here. And then one over here. Look at this. Wow, I'm so fancy. Oh, it is so good. I love the, I do not know this accent, but is a good way to explain. And then it's gonna look vaguely like, oh, I don't like that at all. And then it should look vaguely like, yeah, look at that. Oh, look how fancy my water storage is. Also, if you delete your old world from the store and download it again, will the updated stuff be on there? To clarify, you don't need to delete, you don't need to delete your old worlds. If you download, all you have to do is create a new world from that same template again, and it will be the new version. I might need to put like a version indicator somewhere in there to like help people know what version they're on. Yeah, I think I'll start doing that soon, just so we know, like, with absolute certainty, like, this is, it's called V1.1 on the marketplace, and then there'll be V1.2, blah, 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 blah. In 6 months or so, I'll release V1.2. It'll be a whole thing. Anyway, I know a Terry, but he's in prison. He robbed someone and then shot them in the face with a shotgun, and he did not survive. How did he, wait, oh, the person he shot didn't survive. I was like, how did he not survive and go to prison? They put his corpse in prison, and, you know, I think his victim not surviving makes a lot more sense, now that you say it like that. Actually, I didn't say anything. Also, uploaded TU1 World War Realm, should I member you? You're not? Sure. I do love a good bit of TU1 action, am I right? One of the things I want to do, again, terrible idea I'm not going to do, is I really want to, oh god. I really want to do something of the tutorial world. Maybe just a little tribute to it somewhere in my Let's Play, but just, I want to do that. I think that's a good idea. Make an iron farm in the end where the golems fall in the void and you can watch the glory. Says Adam Foley. That's a good idea. And by that, I mean it's a bad idea. No iron farms for life. You want to download my world and make an iron farm? You can do that over my dead body. And by that, I mean you have to give me $1. And then who's the real winner? Ha ha ha. Got you there. Drain an ocean, maybe, please, says Dodgem 47. I do want to drain an entire ocean, maybe. I do have to admit. Like every time someone says that, I'm like, ooh, maybe we just should, you know, wouldn't that be something? Yeah, the world doesn't want you to do that, Toy Cat. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I don't deserve to do this to myself. Just because they're near impossible in Bedrock. Hey Toy Cat, can you stop at least half your notifications? Yeah, I'll do that just for you, Frozen Water, I'm sorry. My bad. Sorry you got notifications for my videos that you signed up for. I do apologize for that. Toy Cat, you're smart. Why are fire trucks red? They're red because they're the color of fire. And then it's like camouflaged, so fire doesn't see them coming. Because if the fire saw a fire truck coming, it'd know to prepare, and it'd be like, ah, there's no fire here. It'd pretend it was gone out till the fire truck was gone. Because the fire truck's like the same color as the fire, it doesn't spot it until it's too late, and the fire's already being put out. Fun fact. Also, this is random, but... Oh, by the way, Toy Cat, I can't think of anything to say, but Toy Cat 69 equals funny. You know, 69 being funny is one of those internet wisdoms that will be with us forever, and I'm glad about it, you know? I'm glad that the whole world gets to know that 69 is a funny number. Like, don't you know that it means things other than what it means? Those are the best things. Those are my favorite things. I wish more things meant. I wish every number had a funny indication like 69. My only regret is that they do not. Also, this is random, but at some point you should make a pointless map art in your world. Maybe a pixel art representation of a desert world or something. That is a fun idea. I do have a lot of sandstone coming out now, huh? Would be fun to make a 2D desert world. I do have like a special area planned for map art as well. Whether I should do it or not is a very different question. Honestly, one of my big regrets is not making the island of the UK in the end. Because if I built in the end, I could build like the whole world from it, and it'd be really interesting. When 1.17 releases, you should mine a chunk in the overworld. This is for your very existent jet ski fund. Hey, thank you for the jet ski fund tip. You know what? I'm gonna have the best jet ski. I was looking at a place today. Chat, I wanna hear your thoughts on this. So, I'm looking for a house. I ideally, you know, like I need a bedroom for my office stuff. I need a bedroom for my bedroom stuff. And then you know what? It's actually rare to find too many 2-bedroom houses, so I see a lot of 3-bedroom ones. And like that's fine to me. I'll rent the 3rd room out to someone, or if I'm so lucky, I'll use it. One of my dreams in life is to have an empty room, a room that nothing exists in. Like there's something so tranquil about seeing a house with nothing in there, and I hate. Wait, you can't see around me because there's only a green screen around me. There's stuff like within reach. I can grab you my very smelly horse, which is actually my e-scooter. You know, like I hate how I'm just surrounded by things, and sometimes I need a bedroom for an office. I'll just get home with an office. Exactly. You know what? Anyway, wait, do you have like separate? Are offices like not called a part of your bedroom where you live, Redac? Anyway, I hate how there's things everywhere. Stuff weighs down your life in ways. You know, it's like that whole like, oh yeah, you know how my bathroom chain fell off and now it's like a thing, and I was like, oh, why now? Why during all of these other crises that my life is going through do you choose this? It's like, you know, just remove pain points like that, you know? Rather than having points where you're like, why is this like this? Would it be nicer if there was a form that didn't do that? You know, this is what I'm always talking about with, like, maintenance costs. Like, you know, when you have a road, you have to repair that road every X number of years. And so that road is an infinite cost for a one-time benefit. I'm very smart when it comes to real estate. I can help much, says Gaudo. Gage Bado. Thank you very much. All I was saying, though, is I've got a fun question. So some of the 3-bedroom houses I've been looking at, because again that's just one of the options. They have 1 bathroom, and some of them have 4 bathrooms, right? So there's not much in between. You would figure there would be a middle ground between 1 bathroom and 4 bathrooms. Because honestly, you know, if I was picking a number of bathrooms and there was no money object, I would pick 2. 1 for me and for people that I love, and 1 for guests. You know, because I don't love my guests. I have feelings for them. I don't want them to die in a house fire, maybe. But you know, that's my take on things. But the problem is again, there's just those 2 things. My house has 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. Yeah, every now and then there's one with 3 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms, which means like a toilet and 2 bathrooms. But like to me, that's 4 bathrooms still. And so I've got this issue. Chat, do you think having 2 bathrooms that you literally will never use is an upside or a downside? Like, do you think that's gonna be something I really value at some point? Like, yes, thank the Lord for the extra bathrooms. Or do you think it's one of those things where it's like, no, you will spend your whole life, something will break in those bathrooms, you won't know about it, and then it will cost you money. Upside, downside, upside. Oh, we've actually torn people, okay. You know, sometimes we tear people with philosophy. Sometimes I'm just talking about how many bathrooms a house should have. Rip them out and make an office. See, but they're all very small bathrooms. I wouldn't mind combining 2 together to make a giant mega bathroom or something. I might do that actually. It feels dumb to remove a room because like you then lose resellability. But like if your guest didn't subscribe, it's their fault. It can be one of your empty tranquil rooms, but that's the thing. Businesswoman thrives. Oh, I know from your Twitter that you've changed your YouTube name. It's good to see you. I won't call you out in case you don't want to be. Businesswoman thrives. That's a fun name. By the way, when 1.17 released, oh sorry, what are your thoughts on the Dream situation? XD. I know he had another situation. I know I didn't follow it because I was like, you know what? I was going to look into it and I was like, no, I'm not doing that thing where I look at a car accident from my window and I give the people in the car accident money by watching it. No, I don't care. So there's a man that calls himself a swan, and there's a dream, and they have a whole thing going on. I don't care. It's not a thing I intend to look into. And honestly, knowing things that you don't care about, good idea. Being lured in by drama, probably not a healthy long-term thing. When the cave update releases, you should do a challenge where you take down the warden with wooden tools. You know, I love how many like wacky ideas. Also, I used to use a bathroom as a closet. Oh yeah, I could honestly having one of the bathrooms as a storage area. It's terrible, but I actually do like that. Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry. I brought attention to that, but I should have ignored it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Seth Mueller. I should have ignored your question. Now I've upset. Actually, wait, I'm not sorry, Sephamula. I'm sorry, chat. I should have said nothing. Now some of you are gonna be like, I need to know. And isn't that indicative of the human condition? Or maybe it's indicative of the fact that people just love to hate. But Mr. Sandcat, bring me a dream, bum bum bum. If you think about sand, it's basically gravel. It's a finer gravel, I'd agree. Okay, so I think there is this like idea of like, do you want space that you cannot use? Because like everyone can eventually use space, but like, do you want to spend money on space that you're not going to use if there is no choice to not to, you know? It's like what's a comparable alternative? If you had two choices, you could either eat a 5-star Michelin dinner for $100. That sounds like words that are real. Or you could eat dog food for 20 cents. It's like, I really would like something in between. You're just not offering it to me. Right? Like, it makes sense through lack of alternatives, but it's not what you would choose if given the choice. I actually think so much of the world works that way with like, you know, obviously, if you were designing something from scratch, you'd have a way better product, but it doesn't exist. And so you gotta pick one of those things. Giant salmon in the spare bath, just saying. I could be wrong. I think none of them have baths, actually. Like, again, it's very London. It's a very small... I guarantee, despite costing an amount that makes me cry, I guarantee the square footage or square meterage or whatever is tinier than our apps. But anyway, you know what? It's all showers because it's... Again, if you have 4 bathrooms, my only assumption is that you have 4 people living there, like you rent it out to them or something. Again, you know, London is such a weird place to buy property because, like, no one's even trying to sell to people. It's only to investors at this point. It's like, but I just want a house. Anyway, you know, let's stop talking about the London property market. No one cares. And if you do care, I might have a 3rd channel video talking... I had an idea. Wait, chat. I know you're not the right audience for this. So, and I know that, like... People will support ideas that they actually absolutely wouldn't watch because they might sound interesting. But what I really want to know is, would you click on a video that's like, I want to go to like the... Because unlike a lot of cities where the neighborhoods are very distinct, in London, neighborhoods just blur into each other in a really interesting way. But some of them have houses that are worth, you know, 5-10 million, and some of them have and some of them are places that you would not trust. You wouldn't trust yourself there. You're going to spend the whole time worried about. And I just think it's very interesting. Like, you know, would you like to see that seamless blur? I almost want to do it all in one take, but I know, like, YouTube, no one has attention spans to see that. I want to, like, just see I want to just go on a vague tour of wealthy areas and pretend I'm living there. Because if I do that, then people won't do the whole thing where they try to ruin my personal life. You know, it sounds like a good thing. And also, if people think I'm wealthy, then that only has benefits, right? I think. Maybe it's downsides. You know what, chat? Do you want the world, if without having any extra money, do you want the world to think that you have money? Yes or no? We have the attention span for you. Oh, thank you. That means so much. I would. You should do a 3rd channel walk and talk. I have a new scooter video coming out, by the way. It's gonna be a fun thing. Got the assistant on it now, and by that I mean I'm gonna message her as soon as the stream's over. Go to Wimbledon Village. That is full of rich people. Wimbledon's like, yeah, it's interesting. Like, only the further west you go, like, unlike the rest, it's like there actually are some really wealthy areas that are like quite far out from London. I wonder what the reason is there. Anyway, now when people think you have lots of money, then a lot of them tend to act more superficial towards you. I mean, I know it's like a stereotype. Also, probably not. No, people think I have money at school. Says Gage Bader. Wait, you're a real estate agent? That you're not. I should have known. You're not a real estate agent. You just like real estate. And that's why you're at school, or maybe you're at real estate school. Hi, been on a video watching streak of yours after finding you. Hey, thank you, Tim Pethick, for watching the videos. Make a lake and put endermen in a boat in the lake. Torture. That actually is a really fun idea. I really do like that one. Just like put a bunch of them in there too. Yeah, this is a really good idea. Anyway, I'm gonna take a quick drink. I've noticed. Okay, this is so dumb. So this is a McDonald's cup, right? The M isn't transparent today. I wonder why not. So whenever I open a can of unnamed beverage Max, so whenever I open a can of it, I drink most of it. I feel very out of place when I'm in Wimbledon. Oh, Wimbledon! I'm realizing now that this is probably a way bigger faux pas if Wimbledon's wealthy. Wait, Wimbledon, is that the same as No, it's not. I get Wimbledon and Wembley mixed up, and they're on opposite sides of London, so I always have to, like, fact check which one was that. So, Wimbledon's where I went to eat Five Guys and watch that one movie, Inside Out. And I was the only guy in there just eating Five Guys. And it was the best day of my life. Just, you know, cinema snacks suck. You know what doesn't suck? Five Guys. Why was I in Wimbledon? Still don't know to this day. But my point here is that, you know, I don't live anywhere near Wimbledon. Probably, unless I do live in Wimbledon because I'm wealthy and I'm hiding it. But yeah, I think money does change how people treat you. And in a lot of ways that is bad. But I also think, like, you know, people superficially treating you better. That sounds good. I mean, like, you'd be immune to some of the world's problems, which probably has long-term downsides, but you know what doesn't have long-term downsides? People being extra nice to you. But again, if people are extra nice to you just because you have money, you don't want them to be nice to you. Like, there is an interesting thing in that, right? Like, you know, there's some form of quote. It's like, you can judge a man, but like, human, just to clarify. You can judge a person based on how they treat those that they don't have something to gain from. Which I always think is interesting, but I also think, like, you know, if you're not gaining from an interaction with each other, usually you shouldn't be having it, unless it's like you're both in something. Like, if I want to train with someone, we both want to pretend we don't exist. He wants to pretend that I don't exist, I want to pretend he doesn't exist, or they don't exist, and that's what we're gonna do, right? But it's more like, oh yeah, what about like a waiter? And it's like, I have a lot to gain from a waiter though. I want my food to be not covered in urine or other. I know that doesn't actually happen, by the way. I think people are so, I don't know if they're gullible or if it's just one of those things people say even though they know it's not true. Ooh, we upset that enderman. But like the idea that like waiters spit in your food is like one of those like memes that like, I don't know how terrible a thing you'd have to do for that to happen. But I don't think it's like happening a bunch, right? This is a good use of my time, says Wilfred Johnson. I agree, Mr. Wilfred. I'm glad you're using your time effectively. So, Cat, 10,000 likes, then you have to beat the game in Java. That's a fun target you've set for me. Feel free to try and make that target happen. That is my aim for you. So, do you know how do you know when you have a head too much to drink, sister? That is the poorest worded message I've ever read. I'm sorry, Starve Pro. You know, I'm going to go back to messages like Daniel Sanchez. No, actually, by the way, someone said I should delete a whole chunk when I, like, remove a chunk by hand after the cave update. I would love to see. I think that would be a fun little project. I think doing it so far away does feel a little weird, but I'll come up with some great justification for it. It is happening a bunch, right? He asks, sweating, remembering the transgressions towards waiters and waitresses. Now, I've got a thing of, like, I will only, you know, like, in a place, I'm only, like, trying, I'm not the person, okay, so this is, like, one of my, like, biggest, let's call it, like, a pet peeve, but that's the wrong word. Like, I can't deal with this in society. Asking for something that is, like, you know, like, oh, yeah, how's your food? I am saying my food is okay, regardless of how not okay it is. Because if I say it's not okay, that creates work for them. I'm not about trying to create work for people unless it's like humanly necessary. I once had food. Like it was in this pub in the north of England, this random little village, and I had food. My chicken came out purple, and it was cold, and I couldn't eat it. It made me sick. I tried a little bit further than I should have because I was like, no, I don't want them to. I don't even have the question of what's wrong with this food, and you know, something that blew my mind, again, I've said this, but like, you know, when I went with my assistant to a random, it was like a Jimmy Buffet, it's like, it was a funny thing. Anyway, yeah, like, and she's like, oh yeah, we didn't like this, can we just get something else? I'm like, oh, you're just gonna send, the food's just gone now they have to like do double the work for the same amount of, you know, effort, like, oh, kill me now. Would rather, this, I literally like felt like, I don't know, embarrassment's not the right word, but like, I just wanted to like, you know, I think the expression is like be swallowed up by a hole. Like I just can't I can't tell people something that will create more work for them unless like or I don't want to at any cost, right? And I think though, like, so I don't think I am in the example of like, yeah, I'm actually very terrible to waste and waitresses, but I also think like, you know what, it's well, you know, let's be a little friendly fun here. They're actually usually pretty good at doing that, but like we don't need to do that either. You know what, I don't mind if my waiter, waitress, server, whatever is like sad with me. You know, you be as disappointed with you be as sad, you know, you be as honest about your day being awful as you like. Why do we have to pretend like service with a smile? It's like, as long as you're not actively telling me about all your problems, I don't care. People have, oh god, what happened there? Oh, the enderman picked up one from the stack. Oh, goddamn. Well, that's terrifying. You should, I just, also, I should be working right now, but here's my tax. Hey, thank you, Barnacle Jake. I'm sorry I missed the tip. I wonder why I didn't hear it. Maybe I'm just not focusing on noises today. But yeah, I don't know why we have to pretend we're always happy at our workplaces. Like, that's like, you expecting that from your waiter, your server, your whatever, is indirect, you know, like, people are always like, oh yeah, they're essential employees. You know what? If it's an essential piece of work, admit that you can do it sad. Admit that you can do it while you're not having a good day. Let's not all... like, I actually do think, like, on a personal level, like, the whole fake it till you make it thing might actually have some merit to it. Also, how is it getting removed this fast? Like, it's like, so much removal. Maybe this is never gonna work. Maybe we should admit that now. I live in the US, but I hate tipping, but I have to. Ooh, yeah. Think you can get me into a tipping conversation? And as a server, I personally rather my guests be contented without having to hear my life story. I actually, you know, I've never had a server is the word that people use. It feels weird to me, but I say it, sure. I've never had a server be like, yep, and here's why everything's wrong. But I have had a few cashiers be like, ah, you having a nice day? And I'm like, yeah, you? And they're like, no. I'm fine with it. But like, the way they just stare at me after it, as if I meant to say like, oh yeah, tell me about that, or something. You know, like, you move on. You say something, rather than waiting for... Also, thank you, Robert Anderson. Yeah. I think, honestly, you know, social conventions, they're all dumb. Every social convention, every single one of them. All of them, objectively terrible. And that's proven, by the way, thank you so much, Robert Anderson Gat. I hope you're having a good day. Unless, literally every single enderman is holding sand. They are making off very well from this. See, but now they're all holding sand, they can't pick up more sand until they put down the existing sand. So now I'm winning, right? Guess who's in the lead against the Scourge of Enderman now? I tip, but it's out of guilt, not pleasure. In Vegas, I learned to tip for pleasure. It's a very big city for that, and I was like, oh, this feels good. Feels good knowing, like, you know, when you tip like the mandatory amount society tells you to, you're like, yes, I am paying the minimum amount so that I don't feel like I've done something terrible. But you pay a little bit more than that, you know, like an amount that's impressive. You're like, yeah, this person appreciates that. It's like a little boost to their day. But that creates like call it like tip inflation. I've heard, and it's been backed up, that like, you know, the normal tip at one point was 10%, which is a huge amount when you think, oh, damn it, we got into a tip conversation. No, I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry. I didn't know I was here. We got in there. You know, toy can tips. We don't do it. We don't do it. So how about the weather? Also, I smile with service because I want my customers to smile, because that sometimes leads to more tip money. Yeah, I think when you're in a good mood, you want to share the good mood, which probably makes us like very selfish individuals. They're like, you know what? If I'm not feeling happy, no one should. Because it does feel like that a little bit sometimes, right? Like, you know, why do other people be the way they be while I don't be? Also dark, says Hexateron. You know what's dark? What's dark is the tipping industry and how it got started. See, no, we're not going to do it. Tip inflation, really? Nothing better to word that with. Oh, right, I see the issue. TTV battle rules. At first I was like, oh, Do you have issues with the economics? And I was like, ah, what you're saying is it's funny. I found this isn't a public conversation. 6 inches of snow in Colorado last night. I'm so jealous. I want to live somewhere where again, 6 inches of snow. I want to see what that looks like. I want to go somewhere where my, how many, like that much, right? Is that 6 inches? I don't know American measurements. I'm sorry. I want to go and I want to wade through that in my legs. I'll probably get very, like, exasperated very quickly, but I want it anyway. That's all I want. I just don't understand why I don't have it. Why that not be this way? So you want to live in Texas during the snowstorm? Yeah, exactly. That's what I want. I mean, there's no food right now, though. You know, the power went out, and so no one can eat. That's how that works. That's factually how that is. We have about 3 feet of snow on the ground now. Losses Nerd Waffle. See, that seems fun. I want to go where all you guys having snow. Like, that sounds great. I know, like, actually, by a while, you're bored of it. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I have so much snow that I... It's like complaining about money. Like, you know what? Really, more money is actually... More money, more problems. Blah, 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 blah. I have so much... Oh, God. That is intense. I have so much money that I can talk about the bad sides of it. Actually, you know, I don't want to... I want to finish that little... Let's neatly tie that up with a bow, huh? No, I really do actually think, controversially so, that even though money buys happiness, especially at a certain level, I also think that, you know, one of the things that is therefore, like, missed, and, like, a lot of people don't ever get the lesson because, like, you know, it seems like that's the end state, right? All that money is the end dream. But I think something that is, probably missed out is that, like, actually, yeah, that doesn't solve the happiness dilemma by itself. It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't make you content and okay. And in fact, I'd say, like, it solves, like, one big issue, and then you think that all your issues are solved, and you don't deal with the ones that probably need it as well. Also, why do I have this beacon still running in my end? I probably should take this one back, huh? Also, this shulker box, like, feels a little bit unnecessary, right? I even left a fortune pickaxe in here. I don't know why I would. I really don't. Anyway, see, I'm going to do a little bit of an effort to cover a lot of the rest of the end, so there's not, like, bold patches like this. But mostly we're just going to say, you know what? This can look like it's already been taken over by endermen. That's fine. Toycat, Xbox is having an Xbox account major outage, so don't log out right now. I will do my best not to log out. Also, when your dad's phone's midstream, so you can fix his printer over the phone. See, right, when he bought that printer, he then bought all the problems that printer's going to have forever. It's a whole thing. It's terrible. What is this whole project called? It's called the end... I'm making a desert in my end, basically. Or maybe I'm making a dessert in my end. Who knows for sure which it is. Those two words are spelt so similarly that we'll just never know. If you ever get strange shady oaks, you should make everyone on the server pay their monthly token tax of gold. I think the shady oaks concept is actually pretty cool. Like, you know, like a lot of older school YouTubers. It's crazy to me that, like, the names that are the biggest YouTubers that in my head still from 2014 are, like, dwarfed. Not only dwarf, like, you know, if you look at the new wave of streamers, they can get like 100. You know, like, I saw a 16-year-old stream with Dan TDM, and, like, you know, like that's a YouTuber with, like, he's in the millions of subscribers. He did a stage show at one point. Like I only know because I get ads for the YouTube original all the time. And like, it's like, oh yeah, you assume the fame thing worked one way, and it's like, nah, the established, like, celebrity YouTuber with millions of subscribers was had like 10 times fewer the viewers of the other guy, and I was like, whoa, this is how it always works on the internet. Like, a new generation of YouTubers, TikTokers, Twitterers, whatever, leapfrog the previous generation. Like, who was the most followed Instagram person in 2010? I'm guessing Justin Bieber. Although it's like one of those era celebrities. Who is it now? Actually, it could still... Most followed... It's going to be like the Kardashian or something, isn't it? It's not going to be a happy one. Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, that's probably not a great example because he's just a footballer. He's not like a new wave of something. And, oh, actually, the Instagram account is the most followed. And then the third most followed is Ariana Grande. The fourth most followed is The Rock. And then, you know, these are all celebrities, though. It's interesting that, like, traditional celebrities go to Instagram over other platforms. You know, how many celebrities have a YouTube channel? Not many. How many have an Instagram? Many, apparently. I wonder if that's, like, built into the model, or if it's, like, a pure coincidence that, like, if you have an ego to feed, if you have, like, a lot of fans already, the easiest way to connect is just with pictures. You know, if you you know, like, when you get on Twitter, you start saying opinions. I had someone really snidely be like, yeah, I see you know, like, it. They made a very, very backhand, you know, like, did the whole, like, you've got those opinions that are responsible for all those deaths, Hard Toy Cat. Blood of my grandma's on your hands, and, you know, less serious words like that. And it's interesting, like, oh yeah, you know, I use my words, and people are like, ugh, I hate your words, Toy Cat. I hate your opinions, your thoughts, your etc. But, like, you know, if I just post a picture of a desert well, who's disagreeing with that? We all agree the desert well is the most beautiful structure. Same with these live streams. Like, by virtue of how many words I say, I'm gonna say so many dumb ones. Do you like my username? Says Tegsmo. Tegsmo. I'm really worried it means something. You know, I like your username. Unless it's something very inappropriate, in which case, wow, I can't believe you said that. But, like, yeah, the more things you do and say, the more likely one of those things is going to be someone's least favorite thing. I love your words, Mr. Cat. Thank you, Myra V. I'm glad that my words are liked by some people, but I think it's gonna have, like, it necessarily has to be a small group of people, right? Like, you can't ever have a huge group of people liking a set of words. That's why, like, so much of, like, image management is just not saying things. You don't say something, people can't take it the wrong way. Boom. Solution. The cat is still trying to kill the rabbit. You know what? Those cats are very obsessed with it. Also, Toy Cat Tax, what's your opinion on Pluto? So Pluto, the IBX Toy Cat subscriber, best subscriber 2021. Pluto, the dog in that show. I liked the Mickey Mouse racing game, but his levels were always the hardest, and as a result, I never beat that game. That damn dog ruining my life. Pluto the planet. Ooh, or Pluto the dwarf planet. Which is it? Who knows for sure? I contain multitudes, though. The desert well is yes. Everyone use the desert well emoji and show people that pictures speak 1,000 words, which is untrue. Pictures don't speak 1,000 words, and that's why they speak 1,000 words. You know, you never hear like the best legal advice is always just like, don't say anything. You're gonna say stuff, it's gonna make you look bad. You can take anything out, like, it's something really bizarre about society that, like, you can limit people so effectively. Toy Cat Tax Time from Darandom J. Hey, thank you, Darandom J. I mean, is it really random at this point? There's a debate to have. Hashtag Pluto is a planet. Hey, look at all those desert wells in chat. See, my desert well homies. My desert well friends. I'm glad we have this all in common again. Okay, I'm gonna go look at this again. I wanna at least have one angle from this looking good. Look, the enderman dropped sand inside my boats. I didn't know that was even an option they had. Okay, so we look back at it now. Yeah, it's hard. Well, like, we're better than we were before, but it's still so lacking. Like, that's gonna be a hard one to do properly, but I guess we should try. Yeah, this is rough. You can't have a large group of people that like a set of words, religious books. See, but even then, right, like, they like the set of words for their blind... Like, they like the meaning of the words. Everyone disagrees with the wording of, like, you know? There's so many things that we, like, have debates about from that one religious book that is very common in the world. You know, the fact that you still can't be 100% sure, like, is it pro or anti? Insert people group here. That, like, it works because it sends a message, not because of the words it does to do so. Like, even like it's like a thing that, like, certain words are just seen as aggressive. Certain words, you know, like, your tone is determined by which words you use. even though they can conveying the same message in two different ways can have two different effects, because it should. In an ideal world, the only thing that would impact how people understood what you said was the words in them. But in the real world, that's not how that works in the slightest, huh? That's not how that works in the slightest. Okay, so I think I can make some good progress on this little section now, and then yeah, we're gonna have like one okay looking angle. Best cult. He's working on covering the ender cheese. Ooh. You can't have a. Also, okay, we got it. I got all the tips. Yeah, I've been I don't know. I think something interesting about, like, whenever I have a bad day, I sometimes think to myself like, everything is terrible now. You know, like, you know, this is a long-term, you know, issue of like what I do is that sometimes I spend hours working on something that should take like minutes because I need to get it like perfect in a way that no one's ever going to care about. Sometimes I spend minutes doing something. Maybe I should have spent hours checking because that one comment that destroys me is going to really affect in the end. But I also think like that whenever this comes up, whenever something's going bad, I like to remind myself that, like, you know what? One of the things that's like so important about therapy or anything else that like helps people is knowing that, like, you know what? Humans aren't ever just complete. We aren't just like, and now I'm good. You know, like, it's that concept of like, I don't know, happily ever after. Like, it's like, well, what about after that? You know, like there's like, when you have a perfect day, what happens the next day or whatever? And it's like, you gotta continuously be working on making sure that every other day, you know, like life, you know, like being a human is a work of like eternal. Being alive is like always working on something, some aspect of you, always moving things forwards, and it's especially like heartbreaking when you think about, like, I don't know, a mental illness of some form, or like even just like a problem that you have, a problem that recurs, and you're like, why does this keep coming back? And it's like, yeah, you can work on it, and you can always do better at that, and ideally, you can do really good at that, but it never like goes away. And I think happily ever after is a lie. Yeah, I think instead it should be like, yeah, and then they had a very good proportion of their life after that point that was very happy. Yeah. Then they had a very minor disagreement, but it was fine because they worked it out. I mean, it was bad at the moment. You know, there are always bad things, but like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, stories. This is something interesting about like everything that we do as people. There's what's compelling, and there's what you want to hear, and there's what is useful. And finding the overlap between those things is like the hardest thing. Toycat is not just awesome; he's outstanding. I'm out here sanding. Am I right? No, I think. By the way, thank you very much, Mother Russia. Hope you're doing great today. Okay, this is the most dangerous thing that I've done for a while, but we're gonna do it anyway because it'll light up the end in a nice way, I hope. Oh yeah, don't like this at all. Okay, so I can place some sand. Okay, I'm just gonna place torches all the way over there. Then we'll place sand on top of them, and we'll hope endermen don't come down here. If an enderman stands on the block I'm on and picks up the sand, then I will die. But that's an okay risk to run, in my opinion. Whew. Thank you very much, though, Mother Russia. It's okay. How are you going to cover the bottom in sand? I'm not even going to cover the entirety of the top. I'm going to be honest with you. I just want to get one pretty image for my video. I'm being entirely factual about that. But no, like, I don't know. Like, there's certain things you're always working on. And, like, just because you had a bad day working on it doesn't mean that it's, like, gone forever. And that's, like, a valuable message. But how do you spread that in a happy-go-lucky way? Like, you know, like, something that I found really interesting was the idea of tropes, right? You know, TV Tropes is a popular website. But, like, everything has tropes, like these things that reoccur. Because they're ideas that are, like, interesting. Like, the will they, won't they. Whenever a show has two characters of compatible genders, and, like, there's, like, something between them, and you're like, ooh, are they going to end up together? You know, like, there's something inside of us. Like, it's that gossip part of our brain that's like, ooh, are those two characters gonna do the thing, or are they not? Are they just gonna, yeah, and like it's interesting because you never know. And it's like it's a hook that like keeps you watching a show, and so lots of shows do. Will they? Won't they? Ha ha ha. You know, you don't know for sure. Will BoJack and Diana ever get together in BoJack Horseman? Will I've been watching Superstore recently. Will Jonah and Amy get together in that show? Who knows? Friends is Ross and Rachel, right? You know, lots of shows use the concept of like, yeah, like you're getting like that gossip thing in there. But it's also like, you know, in real life, people probably all the time manage to, like, I guess you're interested in it in real life, but like, you don't like follow someone just because like, ooh, I want to know. You're not like, hey, can you give me the weekly update? Are you guys doing it yet? Okay, you're not. Like, let me know as soon as you do, though. Do you stream because you're bored and you want to talk to people? If so, I get you, says Eli Boson. I do like talking to people. Probably too much. I'm surprised people enjoy listening, to be honest. But, yeah, I'm one of the things I'm really grateful for is this little platform where people like to listen and support these weird streaming while doing projects that no one probably should be doing in the first place things. It's something I'm very grateful for. And I feel like I don't mention it enough. I'm always like, oh, I'm doing this, then that. Gratitude is hard to, like, spend time doing. Because, like, again, rather than being grateful, wouldn't you rather I spent some time making a great joke about, you know, those people? You know, yeah, those people. You know the ones. I don't know, it's... Yeah, those ones. Yeah, those darn Java-playing monsters. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Okay, there we go. But like, it's I don't know, I guess I think about the structure of things too much. Maybe to a fault. Maybe I care about the way things are built. Okay, I'm going around this side. Oh lord, this is gonna get dangerous real fast, huh? Thinking about the structure and the way the way things are set up is always interesting to me. Because there's all these patterns behind the world. There's always all these ways that things end up. And we never question how they got there. We never question why things are that way. We're just like, yeah, this is the way things are. You know, we tip our waiters because we appreciate them. And it's like, why don't we tip other people we appreciate? Because we don't tip them. And, sorry to go. Look at that. Brought it back to tipping. Yeah. Classic Toy Cat move. But, no, it is interesting that, like, you know, like, we don't question. We just go with the flow. We vibe on a lot of very big topics, I would say. Okay, I'm going to place a block of sand, like, here. And then from that, I can get to this block of sand. Place all of that. And again, we're very slowly, but very surely, I hope, making some of these terrible things just a bit better. I feel like I have a bunch of torches on random bits of sand. And I wonder why. He do be vibing there. Looking to buy Java at the point, being used to Bedrock because of Microsoft. Being used to Bedrock? I wonder what that means. This situation is too precarious to my liking. It is definitely too precarious for anyone's liking. But sometimes you gotta do dangerous things. You gotta make risks you don't want to, and you gotta accept that. Why can't I place it? Is there a torch around there somewhere that I just don't spot? I guess there must be because of these sand blocks. Don't not tip when you can't. Wait, don't not tip when you can't. It's a triple negative. For double negative, you're saying do tip, right? You're saying, yeah, I think I get you, mgala19. Anyway, can I show you my, how can I show you my 2-year-old world? Says cookies are good. Whenever I'm doing a realm review thing, I like tweet out that I'm doing one, and I'll tell you how to join it. And like, how to send it to me. I love that people are sending me their worlds now, by the way. Like, I like that it's a thing people know they can do. Because there are some really great worlds that I want to see. Honestly, you know, here's the hardest problem, like, That, like, you don't say this way, but it's like, you know what? A lot of people's worlds they want to show me very bad. A lot of people's worlds they want to show me very good. You can build, wait, I'm just realizing now. I want to do something a little bit crazy. I mean, it's not actually that crazy. Wait, chat, let me show you something. So, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to place sand to do that. Toycat Tax. By the way, hi Toycat. I bought the Let's Play World when it first came out. It's been fun to go through. Hope you're doing good. I am Mr. Businesswoman. Mr. Businesswoman Thrive. That's your name now, Mr. Businesswoman Thrive. I'm sorry. Now, I'm glad you got the Let's Play. I've been floored by the support for it, and I'm really excited to tomorrow for people to, like, download a newer version. Like, I'm curious to see, like, if people like seeing that, like, update, or if it's like, it's just the same. You know, like, I wonder whether the updates to, you know, the things that I'm doing every week and month are interesting as well, or if it's like, you know, that it's interesting. I'm interested, thank you. Also, Toycat Tax, enjoy your money, Mr. Catman. Thank you very much, Simon1215. Okay, chat, I want to do something kind of interesting here, right? Okay, so I'm going to go all the way to the corner of my end for this. Somewhere where there's not already sand, mostly. So here's the thing, right? I can place a torch down, and then place a piece of sand. Then on this piece of sand, I can place a torch and a piece of sand. Then on this piece of sand, I can place a torch and a piece of sand. And I can do this going all the way up. If I want to even, I can build this continuously in a direction. So I'll move these next to each other, obviously. So I should be able to now just like... Oh, it's actually kind of tricky because you have to like get exactly on the texture right there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, look at this. Hey, thank you so much, Ash, for becoming a channel member. Welcome to the club. I hope you don't forget what you were talking about a minute ago. What was I talking about a minute ago? I've totally forgotten. Is it like how things are and how we don't know about them? It was probably not that. It was probably something else. And you can just kind of do this. I once got a refund at Applebee's, and then I gave the waiter just the tip. See, there's so many interesting like sub scenarios of the tip thing. Like, do you tip on refunded things? Should you tip on food that you got that you didn't like? It's not, the waiter didn't do something wrong when you got food you didn't like. Okay, chat. So you can build using a series of torches and sand structures that look something like this, and then just a single torch will detonate them all. And I think that's beautiful. I want to do something with that. I don't know what I want to do with that, but I want to do something with that. I forgot what you were talking about too, to be honest. You know, it probably wasn't important then. Now I'm gonna, what I might do is have like a desert that builds itself, like, as like a little, oh god, I'm dying, I'm actually dying. Like, how did I start legitimately dying there? I guess I was getting attacked by endermen and not like dealing with them correctly. Still though, like, the fact that like full netherite armor and I'm on like normal difficulty too. It's not hardcore. Can still get, might even be easy actually. Can still get beaten up by endermen that fast. It's interesting to see. Toycat, do you think Minecraft should get an AI pathing update after the cave update? They did one like a few years ago that made them significantly less bad. Is there room for improvement? Yes. Is it a priority? No, I want to say. Endermen are annoying sometimes. Yeah, I mean, by sometimes, I mean all the time. On Bedrock, like, look, you can see, I look at him here. Oh, he's fine. I know, I feel like the tolerance when you looked at them versus didn't just doesn't make any sense. Toycat, if I make something in my Let's Play world and you build something in yours, will the update overwrite what I built? So again, if you are playing in the Let's Play world and you update it, it will only update any new version you build from then on. Your Let's Play world that you have right now is yours. That world belongs to you. It can never be updated by anyone else, etc., etc., etc. The only thing that it prevents you from doing easily is sharing the file. Like, there's easy piracy ways around that, but like it does something like that. But like, it won't update the file for your existing world. It means if you create a new one, then you'll get the new version, you know. So yeah, that's the answer to that one. Oh, I'm so like tired out for no good reason. I think I did some exercise yesterday without realizing it. I hate when you accidentally do exercise. Worst part of the day, in my opinion. Chat, here's a question. So hypothetically, you know, you've had a bad day, you sing a sad song just to turn it around. Here's a, like, this isn't a philosophical question in the slightest. This is like the most basic question in the world. But I want to know your thoughts on like again, this is like one of those opinion-based things where there's no right answer. But I want to know what the more common opinion is here in chat. If you're having a really, really terrible day, something terrible's happened to you, do you do like, and there's some, because things like, I don't know, spending lots of money if you're a shopper person. If you like food, then eating like a tub of ice cream. They're like bad things long term, good things short term, right? Like humans are complex. Same with smoking. Smoking, bad thing long term. If you're addicted to nicotine, it's a good thing in the short term because you get that addiction. Do you think when you have a bad day, do you like deliberately not do those things to make it worse, or are you like, nope, I've had a bad day. Here's my excuse. I'm gonna chow down on a tub of Ben and Jerry's. I'm gonna go spend $600 on insert bad thing here, and I'm gonna do whatever vice that I have. What do you reckon? I usually sing when I feel bad. I wonder what the more common no right answer is, like saying there is a right answer, but I want to know what you think anyway. No right answer is saying you all have the wrong opinion, no matter what you say. Yeah, I would chow down, bruh. I just exist in sad, says Pluto. I'm sorry. Do more of the bad thing. So yeah, I actually feel like, okay, me it's useless buying things, and yeah, sometimes. I feel like that's a really common thing. Isn't that like such a terrible like piece of, like the fact that like when things are bad, like an instinct is to make life worse in the long run. Like I agree, like I have the same instincts most of the time. Again, it's one of those things you never get rid of. You can just like maybe get better with. And I think about that a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna now place torches all over. It's not gonna make a difference because the endermen are just gonna pick up the sand with the torches on. Let's be real with ourselves. Okay, we're gonna pick up these sand blocks too. Gonna re-sand this little hole. Place little, yeah, wherever the pathway and sand blocks are, I want to make sure they're as torched as can be. Again, not that it stops the spawning, but like it's better. And now we're good. You should put the torch on sandstone so they can't pick it up. Yeah, that's what I need to do to like prevent this from happening a bunch. If I had some sandstone lying around, I would do that too. But I'm using all my sandstone for the tunnel right now. Honestly, probably should have spent the sandstone on this first, but you know what? Let's not dwell on the past. Let's only dwell on the future. By the way, do you like how I turned this into a house, even though it's like, it's still a prison for villagers? I like that. If you don't like it, then you're wrong, I think. There's even a little librarian chilling over here. Isn't that fun? Ooh, what books can you sell me? Ooh, nothing of value? That sucks. Anyway, yeah, how did he end up in here? Anyway, yeah, I'm having a bizarre one, is what I'm saying. And I think the best thing to do is to do things you know to be good. And those things I know to be good. I had a good stream here. But I'm also going to admit right now, you know what, honestly, I'm out of sand besides these last few stacks. And I don't know that placing them is going to cause too much goodness. I think see, there's still so many little gaps. And then there's that whole thing over there. Oh yeah, we need to make some progress over there, right? Maybe? Or do we? Or do we just go, yeah, this is about as good as we get? If it is, wait, Harris, so for the video, here is the finished end island. As you can see, it's absolutely beautiful. It's missing just one feature. You know, add a desert well and we've got perfection, I reckon. Yeah, the island looks pretty good when it's finished, I'd say. It looks great. I mean, we've got an enderman problem that's only going to get worse, not better. But otherwise, we've got a fully functioning end outpost out here. It's got mushrooms, it's got lava, it's got houses. What else do we need? The answer is we don't need other things. And that is that. Okay, there we go. You can use that recording, Harrison. And so we're working on a survival project video. And that was my terrible end. I could probably do a better... Oh, wait, I can do a better job than that. Wait, I'm going to try this again. Okay, let's do the ending of a video. Okay, I got this. How do you end a video? We go... You're watching something beautiful live now. Switch to peaceful if absolutely necessary, if you want to put torches everywhere. If I switch to peaceful, my Elder Guardian and my charged creepers go away. Also, I don't want to switch to peaceful. It feels like a cheese to me. IBX Token actually make a clip saying you decide to add sand anyway, after saying you weren't going to. Ah, that's smart. That's smart. I got that. Let's do it. Okay, so, also thank you very much to Corey Clark. YouTube's having problems again. You can't get to any channel page. Susan's gone rogue. Poofed. I'm sorry, Susan's gone rogue on you, Corey Clark. That sucks. That's crazy. I wonder how many, like, the issue has so many things. I still get the last clip in the edit. Has you saying you won't add any more sand. Yeah, I guess that from your thing.
Had a bad day. Hope this makes it better.
Hey, thank you, Pat Merriman. I hope you're having a good day. If it's not a good day, I hope it. Man, look at them right now. They're literally ruining it as we speak. But no, thank you, Pat. Now I'm gonna have a great day. I'm gonna find some ice cream. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna go for a run, and I'm gonna get some ice cream at the end of that run. And it's like, well, if I ran 20 minutes to get ice cream, it's basically a good thing that I went and got it. Anyway, with that said, let's end my video, and then we'll end the stream. Okay, so I said I wouldn't add any more sand, but I lied. I just spent a full hour, 20 minutes pulling more sand here, and honestly, it just doesn't look any better. The truth is, until you can cover an entire thing in sand, the patches are just always going to make you look bad, and I can't cover this entire thing in sand because the endermen, literally as I've been speaking, are still running around, picking up pieces of sand, making it a little bit worse. And you know what I've concluded? I've concluded that's okay. I will probably come back here again in the future with a bunch more sand, and I'll be like, this time I'll finish it, and I won't finish it. It'll be worse then. But ultimately, this is my End City Desert Village. I did something fun. If you want to learn from my mistakes, honestly, you're not going to be doing this, but there's some mistakes to learn from. There's maybe some things you like that you can learn from, and that's what these survival project videos are here for, to give you an insight as to what I do in Minecraft. Because some people question, what do you do in the long run? And, you know, seeing creative videos is great, but sometimes you want to see what people do in survival, and maybe you got that from this video. And if you didn't, then I don't know. Did you have a good time at least? Oh, you didn't have a good time? You hate everything? You wish you hadn't? Then maybe you'll feel better if I do something simple. Actually, I want to take one of these beds and make a nice big explosion hole. But I won't do that, because what I do care about is you subscribing. Did you know if you hit the bell, you are, wait. But you know what I do care about? You subscribing. Did you know 99% of house fires happen to people who aren't subscribed to the IBX Toycat YouTube channel? I bet you didn't know that. Now you do. Do with that information what you want. You might regret it if you don't. Goodbye. Okay, so, there we go. So now we got an outro for that video, and I don't even have to send Harrison the files. Can we just appreciate how Toycat can make a voiceover like this with no script so seamlessly? Someone said recently, like, oh, I like to believe Toycat doesn't have a script, that he just, like, comes up with this on the fly. And I was like, do I pretend that I have a script that I'm writing? Like, I think it's crazy that anyone believes that I have a script, what I say. It's like, to me, it's so disjointed and all over the place. And I'm like, oh, this is terrible. But the fact that people think it's scripted is something I think is like, it's like the nicest compliment for the random words that I say in my head. So with that said, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see you all. Yeah, don't use that outro. Use another one if you've got one. I will see you next time. Goodbye. Stal is better. You're wrong. It's incorrect. Do this for the next 30 minutes to make it 2 hours. I just watched a bee pollinate and now I'm uncomfortable, says Nerd. You know what? Your parents should have given you the birds and the bees talk. This is all on them. Oh, the cows made it to the desert tunnel now. That's fun. Okay, we're going to leave that there. We're just going to hop right back in our boat. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Oops. How is this not your favorite music disc? If you disagree at this point, something's wrong with you, I'm afraid. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Actually, it's a live stream, but you're watching it as a video unless you're watching right now. You're one of the few hundred people who came to watch this live. Thank you to all of you for making this happen. Thank you to your existence in the world. Unless you're gonna murder someone, in which case, ooh, maybe that's not a good thing. But assuming that's not you, I hope you have a great day. I'm gonna go update the board. Something I want to do. I've been telling myself I do it all day. To make myself feel slightly better, I'm gonna update my little board of project ideas. Because I always have so many, and then I forget them when I need them. So let's go to the little hut of ideas, and let's update it with builds that we finished now. Wait, let's see. Current projects. Ooh, we finished, ooh, I don't know if we finished any of these. Future projects I want to do. Ooh, I don't know. I haven't done these either. Well, let's add to the list of both of those, shall we? With my lovely wart signs and my think signs. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye. Wait, no, I finished the stony forest, so I removed that. Okay, real goodbye now. Not a fake out this time. For real.